I'm 105 years old. That's not a motivational quote. It's a fact. And at my age, facts matter more than trends. I didn't plan to live this long. I didn't chase it. I didn't biohack it. It just happened. I've watched 5 generations grow up in front of me. Babies I once rocked to sleep now complain about their own back pain. I've buried friends, brothers, neighbours I laughed with for 50 years. I even buried my own child. So if you think life follows some fair order, it doesn't. Longevity is not a reward for being perfect. And still, every morning I wake up, slowly, carefully, and when my eyes open, I wait. Just a second to see if my chest rises, and when it does, that is enough celebration for one day. People lean towards me like I'm hiding a miracle. They lower their voice and ask, "How are you still here?" They expect something dramatic, a rare herb, a forbidden trick, something complicated, something expensive. But the truth, it's almost boring, and that's exactly why it worked. There was no miracle, there was rhythm. I stopped fighting my body. I stopped chasing headlines. I watched people panic every time the rules changed. Fat was evil, then sugar was evil, then bread was evil, and every few years, the villain switched. I didn't switch. I ate the same things, through wars, through recessions, through funerals, not because they were magical, because they were predictable. And when you live long enough, you begin to understand something most people miss. The body does not need excitement. It needs stability. Excitement sells. Stability sustains. By their 50s, many around me were exhausted. Not from age, from instability, from constantly starting over, from fighting their own hunger, from confusing stimulation with nourishment. I never looked at a plate and saw guilt. I saw fuel. And that decision, that quiet decision, repeated thousands of times, became decades. If you sit with me for a few minutes, I'll tell you exactly what I ate. Not so you can live to 105. There are no guarantees. But so you can stop exhausting your body before it begins exhausting you. Because living this long is not dramatic. It's repetitive. And repetition builds a life. Let me start with what was in my bowl almost every morning. Oatmeal. The first thing I've eaten almost every morning for more than 70 years. Oatmeal. Plain oats. Water. Sometimes milk if we had extra. Sometimes a thin slice of apple, to make it feel special. On cold mornings, steam would rise from the bowl and fog the kitchen window. It was warm. It settled in the stomach like it belonged there. And I noticed something over time. I wasn't hungry an hour later. I didn't reach for sugar mid-morning. I didn't fade by noon. I stayed steady. It didn't shout. It didn't spike. It didn't promise anything. It just worked. Consistency isn't exciting, but excitement doesn't carry you through 70 winters. I wasn't eating for pleasure. I was eating for durability, and durability builds decades. Plain yogurt. I didn't start eating yogurt when I was young. I started in my 40s. That's when I first realized my body was keeping receipts. When you're young, you can eat anything. Greasy food at midnight, heavy dinners that sit like stones, and you wake up fine. In your 40s, you wake up aware. Aware of your stomach. Aware of your joints. Aware that your body remembers. At 62, my doctor paused a little longer than usual. He said my blood pressure wasn't dangerous, but it was climbing, slowly, quietly. That frightened me more than a dramatic diagnosis, because slow damage is easy to ignore. A neighbour, an older woman who had outlived her husband, handed me a small bowl one afternoon. "Try this," she said. It felt calm, no burning, no heaviness, no arguing at midnight, and I realized you don't know how much energy your body spends fighting your food until it stops fighting. Your body isn't a trash can, but it isn't a laboratory experiment either. Feed it what it recognizes. Things your grandmother would understand. That became my rule. Apples. Apples. Yes, apples. When I was young, fruit wasn't decoration. It was what you reached for when you were hungry and dinner wasn't ready. I carried them in my coat pocket, in my lunch tin, later, in the glove compartment of my car. They were cheap, they lasted. They didn't need permission. You wiped one on your sleeve and took a bite. That first crisp snap, it wakes you up. But it doesn't whip you, and that difference matters. The people around me were always chasing something sweeter. Candy, sugary drinks, pastries in the afternoon. Up, down, up again, then drained. By their 50s, many were exhausted. Not from age, from living in spikes. An apple never did that to me. It gave me enough. Enough to finish the day. Enough to stay patient with my children. Enough to respond gently instead of reacting sharply. Energy isn't just physical. It shapes your temperament. Your body doesn't need stimulation. It needs rhythm. Eggs. I've eaten eggs most of my life. Scrambled. Boiled. Sometimes lightly fried, in a small pan that's older than some of my grandchildren. I've watched the world argue about them for decades. I never stopped eating them. I never separated the yolk. I ate the whole egg, because my body stayed steady. No crashes, no jitters, no second breakfast needed, just nourishment, strong food, the kind that carried families through cold mornings. I trusted that more than any magazine headline. If your food needs a marketing campaign to convince you, be cautious. Reliability sustains you. Leafy green spinach, cabbage, whatever grew that season. My mother would bring them in from the yard with dirt still clinging to the roots. Her hands smelled of soil and soap. She used to say, if it grows from the ground, your body understands it. Those meals didn't excite us. They steadied us. Food that grows slowly rarely shocks the system. And what you repeat gently shapes you quietly. Beans. Beans kept my family alive when money was thin enough to see through. There were weeks when I told my children I wasn't hungry, so they could have a little more. And still, there was always a pot of beans, slowly cooking, thickening, filling the house with a smell that meant, we'll be all right tonight. They don't spike you, they carry you. Energy isn't about flash, it's about patience. It's about listening at the dinner table. Simple food sustains families, and families make a long life meaningful. Fish. Not every day, just sometimes. Grilled. Light. After a meal like that, I never felt trapped in my own body. I could walk after dinner, bend down without hesitation, stand up without steadying myself on the table. As you age, comfort becomes currency. Feeling light isn't about appearance. It's about independence, and independence is freedom. Water. And here's the one people overlook. Water, that's it. When I was thirsty, I drank water. Your body whispers before it shouts. I'm tired. I'm dry. I'm overwhelmed. Most people silence that whisper with sugar, but what you ignore gently will correct you forcefully. I learned to listen while my body was still polite. The real secret. Now listen carefully. None of these foods are magic. The magic was restraint. I didn't overeat. When I wasn't hungry anymore, I stopped. Full is not the same as satisfied. I ate at similar times, morning, midday, evening. The body loves rhythm. After dinner, I walked, sometimes alone, sometimes holding a small hand. Later, holding my husband's hand when the children were gone. I didn't eat to fill silence. You can't digest emotion with food. You can only delay it. Living to 105 isn't about adding something rare. It's about removing the damage you repeat every day. The body remembers. It remembers excess, but it also remembers kindness. Longevity isn't dramatic, it's repetitive, it's ordinary, it's boring, and boring keeps you alive. I didn't chase youth. I didn't try to defeat time. I simply tried to do less harm, consistently. So let me ask you something. What are you repeating every day that your body is quietly recording? If you're young, don't wait until it has to shout. And if you're older, it's not too late to be gentle with yourself. You don't need perfection. You need respect. And if I'm still here at 105, maybe it's not because I found something magical. Maybe it's because I stopped fighting my body and started caring for it.